Hey there, I thought I'd just stop on and do the next video for page 15. It's a continuation of what we did yesterday, or what we did on the page prior, excuse me. And so you can look at the notes from there, but I just wanted to go over a few questions. I wanted to look at number 5, which is the first one on the page. Remember, when we're doing multiple choice in math, don't just look and pick. You actually have to do the math on the side. So I'm gonna solve this one and then see which ones match. And it looks like I have to do a couple different steps to get there. So first I have to go through and clear out the parentheses in that first one. So I'm gonna distribute that 2. And when I do that, this is what it's going to look like. All right, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can combine any like terms on either side of that inequality. And when I look, there's nothing that matches. So I am going to remember that I am going to make sure that I have the x's on the left. Remember I told you if you get the x's on the left, it's way easier. Wow, this is a really tricky one. So because I'm running out of space, I should have grabbed another sheet of paper, I guess, for this one. I did it all in one step. So I moved my 3x on the other side by subtracting and put that there. And I moved my 14 on the other side by adding, because that's the opposite, and put that there. So when I did that, I have negative 1x, and then I have a 12. And here's the thing, I don't actually have x alone yet because I have a negative 1. Now remember from my video yesterday, when we divide through by a negative, we have to flip-flop our inequality sign, just like that. So it goes from being greater than to less than. Now I'm looking up at my choices and I still don't have enough done to figure out which one is the answer. So when I do that, I have to go through and I actually like to put it on a line and figure out what it looks like. So I'm gonna have it filled in because it's got a line underneath that less than inequality. I'm putting negative 12 in the front and I'm shading to the negative infinity sign. So here's what my graph is looking like. And then when I do this, now it looks like I have to go to interval notation. And so then I have to say from left to right, when I do that, I need it to start with that negative infinity. And remember, negative infinity or positive infinity are always going to use the parenthesis. And then on the other side, I have negative 12. And I'm going to use a bracket because that is filled in. And if you look, that matches choice 4. I don't know, can you see choice 4? Choice 4. Okay. So I know I got that right. Let's look at number 8 really quick. It's taking it from the set notation, and then you want to try to pull it out and put it on a number line, and then answer the question. So when I do that, I'm going to put in my 2, negative 4, and negative 1 on my line. And I look at that, and it says negative 4 is less than or equal to, so that means I need to fill it in the circle. I'm going to leave it open at 1, and then remember, we just shade in the middle. Okay, so this is what, there you go, my graph is gonna look like. And then remember, anywhere where I shade is actually an answer. So when we did these, we actually put the numbers in between, just on these problems. Doesn't need to be all of them. And that helps us see which ones are the solutions. So everywhere where there's shading, there is an answer. So it looks like I go from 0 all the way to negative 4. So when I write down my answers, I need to include all of those. And so my actual answer to this problem is negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, oops, sorry, and 0. All right, last one I want to do with you on this page. If you look at number 10, we have to figure out the largest integer to the solution in the following inequality. So I first need to get rid of that parenthesis. When I do that, I'm going to distribute, and I have 3x plus 12 is less than negative 2x minus 18. All I did was clear out my parentheses. And then I'm going to take the time and I'm going to get all my x's onto the side that's on the left, because remember, that's going to make my life easier when I'm asked to graph. So this is 5x plus 12 is less than negative 18 because I then added the 2x on that side. And then I'm going to subtract 12 and subtract 12. And when I do that, I have 5x is less than, and don't forget that negative sign, negative 30. And then when I do that, I'm going to divide through by 5, divide through by 5, and I have oh, and I realized my answer key is wrong because I was going too fast. Is -6. I apologize. I caught another mistake. Goodness. It's not the way I like to do things. So the answer is actually correct on here. So this should be x is less than -6. Okay, I don't need to flip-flop the sign because I didn't divide through by a negative. I only divided through by a 5. And then now it says, what is the largest integer in this solution? So if I shade this, I'm not going to fill it in at -6 because it doesn't have a line underneath that sign, but I'm going towards the negative. Now, the negative ones are tricky. When I'm doing this one here, I'm going to put the surrounding numbers in so I can figure it out. So the biggest number that is part of the solution, oops, is actually -7. So this one's another one that's incorrect on there, but the answer is -7. So I'm glad I picked this one to do. Alrighty, I hope you're doing well. Let me look at what's on page 16 here, and we will hold off and do that in another video. Have a great one.